The harsh reality of this next bull run is only about 1 in 100 are going to make life-changing gains. And the truth is, a lot of people are going to have paper gains, meaning they've made money, but they won't realize the cash. So in this video, I want to help at least that extra 2 to 3% of people that are playing this cryptocurrency game actually make some substantial money so they can quit their job, live the life they want, and maybe go in to do some crazy stuff with their lives in their real world. So only about 1 out of 10 actually will do well on the bull run. That is the harsh reality. I know so many people, old friends of mine in 2021, and we were all up massively, like literally hundreds of thousands of dollars, some of these guys millions of dollars, but none of us made any money because we rigged this crap all the way down and then we tried to play catch up. And it just became a disaster. But the good news is, I have all the lessons I learned in the last bull run to kind of give you guys for free, so you don't have to be the 99% that won't make it. So I promise you, if you want to change your life substantially, and I mean substantially, we're not just talking about doing well, we're talking about actually changing your life for the better. What you need to understand is trying to buy the perfect bottoms and time the ultimate peaks, like for example this on Ethereum. You're not going to be able to do this. Like, you're going to try and time it here, COVID crash, and try and time it perfectly. This looks easy on paper, but I promise you, when you're in the sticks of it, when you're running cryptocurrency coins, it never ever works like that. So I want to just get that out there. You're not going to be that guy. Nobody, literally 0% of people actually do that. The good news is you don't have to do that. It's simply that easy. You do not need to time this absolutely perfectly, because I could have done this on Ethereum, $300, $400, $500 for my average entry. I could have timed it perfectly, sold at 4.7 to 4.9, whatever it was. But here's the thing, I was humbled. I was waiting for that magical 10k Ethereum because I was listening to this guy, and even I believed at some point, this is going to be you in the next bull run. Don't be discouraged by me by telling you this. I'll have some crazy price predictions, but I'll always try and say is take your goddamn profits. At least get out your initial investment so you're left with gravy. Because for me, this went down massively, okay? Now we're back in massive profits on Ethereum, but the problem was we had to wait 2 to 3 years of bullshit. You don't want to do that, especially if you're just trying to quit your job. That is the goal, at least for me when I was starting out with any sort of income, business, etc. So there's 2 ways I would play this. I'll start off with the easiest way, and this will get you there if you have more than 10k. Again, your goals, dollar value at the end of this bull run. I don't know what that is for you, but if you just want to turn 10k into 100k minimum, it's so fucking easy. I'm sorry for cursing, not really, but it's so effing easy if you know what you're doing. But if you have under 5k, this is a good way to start. Start with way 1, but understand it's not going to get you rich. And I know a lot of guys out there are going, oh my god, you just hate videos like this. You absolutely hate videos of this because maybe you're a small investor, and that's fine. We all have to start somewhere. But if you're trying to hit 100k plus, and I would argue 100k is good money, don't get me wrong, especially if you've never had that. But once you start paying your taxes and buying some cool stuff, you're not really left with much left, and chances are you still have to work the job, but it will get you going. So how do you do this? Well, what I would do, if you just want to play it safe, we'll talk about way 2 as well, but way 1, literally just top 100 coins. They're going to be your absolute friend. Top 100 coins, I would buy 5 to 8, and we hold. So you buy right now. You could have bought months ago, you would have had way better entries, but if you're today, you buy right now. Nothing fancy, no trading, no panicking if the market dips 30%. This wrecks a lot of people. This little one right here, because this will probably happen again. It's already happening as we speak right now. Let's say you bought a couple of months ago, and now you're down maybe 30% on some of your altcoins. Maybe you're down 50% on some meme coins that you might have got into. This scares a lot of people out, and that's how they lose money before the extra, phase 2, phase 3 of this bull run starts by 2025. Just buy and hold for 2025 in the top 100. You'll make a 10x, guaranteed. Guaranteed. If you spread out. Yes, some coins might not do as well. Some coins will go way beyond that. I'll give you 8 examples or 7 examples in a second. Just examples, but that's what I would do if you just want to hit this kind of 10x goal. 5 to 10, top 100 coins, divide your initial capital into each play, and literally do nothing till 2025, end of the year. You can also funnel more money in. That will help you as well. If you're working a job, chances are you're doing that. If you have a business, chances are maybe you have something on the side. Any extra dollar, ideally $100,000, $10,000, along with your initial investment, is going to help you massively hit your goals. So doing this above strategy, I'll give you way 2 and what I'm doing, but way 1 will get you there. It will beat most of the Jeffries trying to execute on trades. They have no idea what they're doing. I put this on Miro. It's just like a little whiteboard here. Example, 10k you have, let's just say, give or take. You want to buy 7 coins, start super, super easy. You could go 10% in Bitcoin, Ethereum. You are going to probably get a minimum of a 3 to 5x on Ethereum. Bitcoin, you've probably got a 2 to 3x. Regardless, you will make money if you bought today and you do nothing. If Bitcoin goes to 40k, do not panic. That's where you get more cash in. But the whole point is you're not buying and selling. This is just way number 1. You do nothing. Next, you would go for a little bit more down. Obviously, avoid the stable coins. BNB, Solana. We can trust these coins. Probably a 5 to 10x. Again, Solana was a way better buy at $20 or so not too long ago. Same with BNB, a lot cheaper than what it is right now. BNB, in my opinion, will struggle to get you anywhere near a 10x, but I still think it's got at least a, maybe a 2k, 3k in it, but it's still going to give you good returns, somewhat guaranteed. It's a big enough coin, it's got enough backers, it's probably going to be fine. But again, even if 1 or 2 of these flops, which I wouldn't say will happen, but let's just say 1 flops for whatever reason, the other bets will still make you money. Almost guaranteed. Almost guaranteed. And if this doesn't happen, whatever other altcoins you're in anyways are going to be like at 0, because these are the top coins. Money flows into these first, and then it funnels down outside of the top 100, gaming, AI, etc. AVAX, another example, 20% I would go in here. Probably a 5 to 10x. ICP, this is where we get a little bit more riskier, but more returns. I think it's easily got a 10 to 30x. Probably some people will say way more than that, and I would argue as well, but it was a lot better buy, let's be honest, 6 months ago, 1 year ago. Beam, another great example, more riskier. You go 10% in here, 10 to 30x out. That's kind of what you're looking at, because if you just look at the market caps on these right now, it was a lot better to get him back here, guys. Same with ICP. Big drop off, obviously kind of like a scam with their kind of launch, etc. with FTX. Entries around about the 5 to 10 would have been way better, but 13, you're still not going to be complaining. So that's what I would do first. Anything in coin market cap, just put, you've got 10k, let's just say, just buy 5 to 8 of these coins, spread enough. Don't just go Pepe, Dog with Hat, Shiba, Dogecoin, because then you're too much under one narrative, although you'll probably still be fine. Just spread it out, brother. You're going to be absolutely fine that way. So that's what I would do if you want to do phase 1. And phase 1 will make you a 10x, in my opinion. It's very hard to not make a 10x if you just buy, do nothing, and sell at end of 2025. Now, way 2, a little bit more risky, but more reward, and still somewhat safe. There is a way 3. I'm not going to go over that in this video. I'll make another video on that. But way 2 is a way better option once you have this understood. You can skip this phase if you want. That's fine. And you can come straight to way 2, but I would at least get your feet wet, at least make some sort of investments in the top 100 and you'll be fine. A way 2 is you find smaller caps. Really understand what I'm saying here. Find smaller caps underneath gem ecosystems. So for example, you can come back on the same website. You can use CoinGecko. I just like CoinMarketCap. It just looks more pleasing to the eye. You can see the Solana ecosystem. I'll give you this example. You can obviously go under other ecosystems, base chain, etc. A lot of people are making some good money in there. But if you believe Solana is going to do well, okay, the problem with Solana is it's at a very high market cap of 66 billion. If we're being realistic, a 660 billion, give or take a 10x or so from Solana's market cap, it's a push. A lot of people are saying 2 to 3k per Solana. I would argue very unlikely just with the market cap alone. Again, Solana was the best buy of the century in the last bull run at pretty much fucking 50 cents. It was another best buy after FTX crashed, and you were getting it pretty much for sub $15. Right now, it's already 10x or so from there. Can it do another 10x? I would argue no, but it will still give you good returns. Now, how you take that further if you're a small investor and you want more gains, even the big investors, I'm doing this right now as we speak, but I hold both, if that makes sense. So you understand the ecosystem on the Solana example. Again, you can do this on many other ecosystems. What you would also do after that is you could look at coins in that ecosystem. So Jupiter's another great example. Radium could be another great example, although it has ran massively, 6.5x in the last year. But I still think with the market cap under 500 million, you're not going to be that too salty compared to the 66 billion. Do you understand the difference there? 66 million, it takes so much money to move Solana. It will still move, but compared to under 500 million, you go sub even 50 million. You've got a lot more juicier gains, but obviously more risk. But if you're betting on the ecosystems, in this case Solana, probably going to run. That's what we've typically seen. When Solana runs, all these other coins typically follow, give or take, within a week, within a month, usually within reason. If they're not complete scams, they will run. And these coins are great projects. You obviously have to do a little bit more research on that, but I still think they'll do well. So you can come in here and you can milk more games with these two examples. Again, find other examples, because this is in the ecosystem. Milk the smaller market caps to play catch up. I always like to use this phrase, catch up. If you're a small investor, you're trying to play catch up. You're trying to get to that 50k, 100k as fast as possible, because then what you could do after that is you can come back to the safer plays if they're not too high market caps like your Solanas yet, might have been 2, 3x, And then you can go down even more DGen plays. You can rinse and repeat this, and you never have to work another day in your life if you know what you're doing at this point, because you've made so much money, and you can take bets, realistic bets, where you can lose on most of them, but still win on a couple, and you can find absolute gems. So we're seeing this happen right now. If Solana still does another 5 to 10x, Jupiter will most likely do a 10 to 30x minimum. It'll probably do more. Understand the game and play it. Most people don't think like this, and they'll bet on anything. They'll just spray and pray on a new meme coin, a new AI coin, and they'll fucking get wrecked. This is actually a strategy you can use right now, and we use this all the time. It's just about spreading your capital in a safe way. Now, the most crucial part after this, because like I said, me and my buddies, we made all this money, but the most crucial part sounds simple, but I promise you, when we're in the heats of the next bull run, it's to sell. Eventually, I promise you this. We're going to enter a bear cycle, and what we can do is we can play this game, phase 1, phase 2, wave 1, wave 2, but we can also ride this all the way back down. So you must shave profits. You must understand your exit prices. For Jupiter, maybe your first exit price is $4.50. Maybe it's $3. Maybe it's $10. A little bit too pushy. Be realistic. Radium, you do the same on that. What would you realistically be happy with within reason, and start taking profits out aggressively? And after that is, we know the bear market's going to come. 2026 probably. Maybe before, maybe after. Doesn't really matter. You're already out the game by then. We either bank cash, live our life. Another option could be to buy long-term BTC. I'll probably do a little bit in that in a hardware wallet just to keep it safe. Use this as a savings account, okay? It's a very, very scarce asset. You could buy other assets like gold. You could buy real estate, although I'm not that interested in real estate. You could use DeFi liquidity pools to get passive income and do this all over again in 2029. Or you could buy very expensive watches. This is a Patek. It cost $150,000. It's very fucking expensive, but this watch will hold value. And I just did this because even if I get completely wrecked on my cryptocurrency portfolio, which I don't think I will, I'll still always have something that I can buy and sell, and it's liquid cash. A Rolex is another good example. APs are some good example. There's a lot of good stuff you can buy, because having cash just in one account is very, very risky. In the UK, if you have over £85,000, which I think is about 105k USD, whatever, you're not insured past that, so it's more risky. I would argue this watch is a safer investment, especially in Thailand. I'm not going to get robbed here. If I was in London, yeah, it's a different story. That would be very, very scary. And you just do this and aggressively build up your net worth. That's what I'm planning to do, and that's what I hope maybe 2 or 3 of you guys can do this, rather than one out of 100, the 1%, maybe get up to 2 to 3% by the end of this video. And if you can do this, few people will nail the above 2 strategies, like I said, but you will ride them all down, just like me and my buddies down, and maybe you did in last bull run, ride all the way back down, leave with absolute nothing. We did all the hard work, but the most important thing is the time. You don't get back the time. I don't get back the time, the 2020, 2021, and 2022. I don't get back any of that time. I learned the lessons, which is good because I can share them on this YouTube channel, but that time was fucking wasted. I was still living life, I was still making money, but all the time and all the profits that I could have saved, it would have made me so much more money for this next bull run. So, buy low and sell high. Goodbye.